My apologies. I had a mishap.
No problem.
Do you believe in African magic? Mr. Mnis. Bayang pause abantu la.
I think I'm a guy from Rwanda again.
Okay. Mr. Baloyi, thanks. U is toch onder eed, kolonel? Dank je. Ms. Lolo, you said you still wanted a witness.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Okay.
Colonel, I won't be long. We just wrapping up from where we ended yesterday. Forgive me if I take you back somehow, but I just need clarity. Okay. At the beginning of your report, Colonel, if you can go back on page 1. Page 1 of your report, which is Exhibit 01, my lord. I have touched on this, but I just need clarity on you so that when I'm addressing the court at a later stage, I will know what type of a witness you are, Colonel. I know your rank, you Colonel. That's a senior rank in the SAPS.
That's correct, my lord.
Okay. And then from... And then from the list of qualifications listed in paragraph 2, I've only been able to pick up one qualification which is accredited in terms of SAQA, which is the first one, BTEC, Policing, UNISA. You see the first one?
That's correct.
Yes. And then the rest, I don't see in which institution, but we verified that yesterday. And you confirmed that you did them in a certain company. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, we can say that let BTEC and UNISA ukuthi iyona ke mhlambe egunyaziwe okanye semthethweni kulaba ke abagunyaza incwadi zokufunda okanye ama certificate okufunda kodwa lokho kunye ke okuvelela lana ke ama course enziwe nenkampani ethize uyakuvuma lokho.
Okay. Are these courses, Colonel, listed in paragraph 2 accredited with CETA, Quality Council for Traders and Occupation?
That's correct, my lord. Some of them are definitely.
Some. How many from the list that are accredited?
The basic special analyst course, the Tom 1, the ROCS course, the resolving of crime. And I have to bring me my certificates, then I can clarify all of them to you.
Oh, okay. I will appreciate that.
Uthi-ke akhona nje amalokho njalo ama-course lana okungukuthi agunyaziwe ilaba-ke be-Sector Education and Training Authority, ama-quality assurance wakhona.
Bring those certificates. They will assist us to understand this type of qualifications.
That's correct, my lord. I will hand it in with the prosecutor.
Uthi-ke lawo ma-certificate ngizowaletha ngempela abonisayo ukuthi ngathola-ke mapha ama-certificate agunyazwe yiphi sitha njengoba inkampani kuyiyona eyayingifundisa-ke.
Okay. Colonel, should I take you as an expert, witness, or just as an ordinary police officer of this report that we have testified about?
The choice are yours, my lord.
Okay.
Shuthi ungayikhethela-ke ukuthi ngibona njengongoti okanye-ke ufakazi nje ojwayelekile. Sungakhetha-ke.
Colonel, let's go to the numbers that you testified in this court as numbers that you were associated or were being used by Mr. Ntuli. You remember that testimony? There are those numbers, if I'm not mistaken. The first one is 072399979. Those that you said they were associated with Mr. Ntuli.
Ake sizama ukubheka ke lama number lo ke aqhunyaniswana okanye aqhunyaniswa naye uBaba Ntuli.
Okay.
Can you go to page 29? It's not that one?
It's that one,
It's not
29.
of exhibit 01.
It's 29. I think you think of page 41.
Page 41, oh, okay. The first one was 072399979. Am I correct? Or maybe can you just list them for me so that I don't take you into wrong places? List for me the numbers other than the one that we talked about yesterday, that you said they were also associated with Mr. Ntuli, if I'm correct.
Must I just read the numbers again like I read it?
The numbers, yes, so that I'll double check if I'm on the right page. Just the numbers.
The first number is 277330952002.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is the one that I referred to you yesterday.
That's correct.
Okay.
Shothi ke inumber lo yokuqala ke siqaleni lapho ke ethi 2773-305-9202.
This one is the one that you said it had contact with the one allegedly used by Miss Kelly Kuman.
That's correct, my lord.
Leyo number lo ke iyo engithi mina ike yaxhumana ke nenumber lokuthiwa ke bekuyinumber lokalokho njani umam Kelly okanye uMiss Kelly Khumalo.
Let's move on. I'm not talking about that now. I'm talking about other numbers.
Okay, the other number 27
Yes.
769 735 176.
Kanti ke enye number lo ke yilena ethi 27 769 73 5176.
Yes.
Then another one 27 78 87 98 335.
Enye ke number lo yiyo leyo ke 27 788 798 335.
Sorry, can you repeat that for me? 27?
27 788 798 335.
Okay. That's the second one.
Actually, the third one, because we already mentioned one which were in contact with.
Yesterday, yes.
Yes, okay.
Shuthi yesithathu ke lena ngoba sesike sakhuluma ngenye ke oke waxhumana nayo.
Yes. Continue.
Then the next one 27 766 42 7007.
Enye ke inumber lelandelayo ethi 27 766 427 007.
Next one, my lord, is 27 713 029 173.
Elandelayo ke inumber lo yiyo leyo 27 713 029 173.
That's all.
The last one 27 723 99 5787.
Enye ke yiyo leyo ethi 27 723 99 5787.
What did you say exactly about this number? You said you associated them, or you said they belong to, or they were used. What exactly did you say?
It's been used by suspect number 5. It's been identified by the investigation team.
Futhi-ke inombolo ke le esetshenziswa ke umsola wesihlanu ingendlela ke abakwazi ukuthola ngakhona laba bethimba loku phenya.
And like I also mentioned during my first day of testifying, it was also done by pick up by profiling the targets and the suspects.
Kanti futhi ke leyo nombolo iye yavelela ngenkathi ke ku profile wakhe labasolwa okuyibona ke ama targets.
Okay. It says it was used.
Linked to their names. It was used as a reference, while some other time they've been, let's say, as example, arrested, or they did something like buy a car on the United system, they mentioned the cell phone number or something. But it's just an example. It's not to say they did number 5 buy a car, but some of them did buy a car.
Manje ke leyo nombolo ke inombolo exhunyaniswa nabasolwa lawo manombolo ke avelelayo amanombolo axhunyaniswa nabasolwa kakhulukazi ake sithi umzekelo nangomuntu uyahamba uyokwenza isicelo sokuthi ke atholiswe imoto kanye athengelwe imoto mhlambe ibhange bayakwazi ke ukuthi babone ukuthi ngenkathi enza isicelo kwasetshenziswa ke inombolo ethize ngaleyo ndlela ke leyo nombolo igcina ke isixhunyaniswa nomuntu othize asisho ke ukuthi uye wahamba ke lo umsola wesihlanu ukuthi ayokwenza isicelo sokuthi athole imoto.
Okay. I just want to unpack, Colonel, how these numbers each is associated by Mr. Ntuli, is associated to Mr. Ntuli. But before I go to that, I want to find out from you, is it your evidence, are you the one who discovered that these numbers were used by Mr. Ntuli, or is someone else who discovered that and told you?
It can be both, because like I already mentioned, the investigation leading investigation officer Brigadier Kaginda, he handed also some of the information over to me.
Okay, maybe let's go one by one. You tell us.
No, I think, my lord, we're going to leave it for the investigation, the leading of investigation officer.
Yeah, but that's why I'm asking. Is it part of your evidence? Did you do it, or it was done by someone else? If you say it's not you, it was done by someone else, then I know that
okay, then it's done by someone else if I have to put it that way.
Ngamanye amazwi ke ngasho ke uphenyo okanye imininingwane ulwazi olumayelana ke nalolu phenyo lwenziwa ke ilona ohola ithimba labaphenyi. Lokho engikuletha la enkantolo angeke ngisho ukuthi yimina umuntu osebenze phe kwakho okanye yimina okwazi ukuxoxa lobo bufakazi ngaphandle ukuthi ngithi ubufakazi balethwa yimi, kodwa ke phambilini ubethanda ukusho lokho ukuthi kokubili nami ngwazile ukusebenza kulobo bufakazi kanti nomunye ke ulokho njani uBrigadier Geninda ukwazile ukuthi afake isandla lapho. Kodwa ke uma kungukuthi ke kuyofuneka ukuthi ngiqinisekise ngempela ngalobu bufakazi ngizosho ke ukuthi umuntu okwenzile lokho uBrigadier Geninda.
So in other words, in your evidence in chief, when you said these numbers are set or associated with or said to have been used by Mr. Ntuli, it was not correct, because that information, you do not have information about it, but it's only Colonel Geninda who can testify about how are they associated to Mr. Ntuli.
That's correct, but also I can also mention after I received the information from Brigadier Kaginda, I throw it in 205s and the cell phone downloads. Like here you can see on one of that pages here on the screen.
Manje ngakusho ke lokho ukuthi phe kwalokho esengikushilo ukuthi ubaba uGeninda uyena umuntu osebenze lapho, kukhona nje okuthize engikwazi ukuthi okanye okwenziwayo emva kwalokho ukuthi kuthathwe ke lawo manambolo bese ke ayogcina ke sewavelela phana ke ku section 205 kuba noxhumaniso okuba khona ke phakathi kwaleyo nambolo nabantu abathize ke okungukuthi ibona ke abaprofilwayo. Mhlambe ke umzekelo sizozama ukuthi sithi ukubheka nje lana ke kulesi screen.
My Lord, like I can mention now, the phone of Carlos, the number 27727668 that was a phone which we did download. And if we go to the contacts on that phone,
No, Colonel, with due respect, I'm not disturbing you.
I just want to point out the point you just tried to make to the court. How I can say some of the numbers belong to suspect number 5.
Yes,
I just want to put a clear picture to the court.
Let's stick to those numbers. Don't make any example for
Let me finish first, and then we talk.
I'm not referring to Mtobisi. Please stick to the numbers, 5 numbers.
Let me go to the number. I'm on my way to the number.
Okay.
Ake sithathe ke umzekelo ngale number lena ke ethi 2772 768 81 or 766 8169 ke siqale ngayo ukuthi ngikwazi ke ukuthi ngizocacisa ukuthi sixhumanisa ke lamanambolo kanjani nomuntu othize ithi ngiqedelele awungivumele nje ukuthi ngiqedele ngiyakhona khona lapha.
If we use that download on the phone of suspect number 3, with the number ends with 169. The number on his phone is being saved under the name Nkani, NII, II on the end. So that is a clear indication that some of his friends do know him. On his contact numbers, he saved his name. And if I put that together with the information I received from the investigation team, it's clear to me it's the same person.
It's not what I've asked.
Manje ke kukhona ke inumber lena igcina ngo169 uma sichecka ke emafonini abanye babangani bakhe inumber leyo ke ivela njengonkani futhi manje ke kubhekwa lokho ukuthi i-download yona ithini bese kubheka ke kuxhunyaniswa ke nolwazi lolukhona olumayelana ke naleyo number ukuthi leyo number ixhunyaniswa nobani.
You have already answered my question, Colonel. Can you move on?
I think the way of moving on is when the Brigadier Pegina can testify about the information.
Okay. I need Colonel Keninda to come.
That's correct, no, Brigadier Pegina.
Okay. Let's go to page 42, Colonel Steyn.
Brigadier Kininda ke uzoza
Of Exhibit 01, my
azophana
lord.
ngokufazi okanye izothula ubufakazi bakhe.
Of Exhibit 01.
Okay.
From where did you get those pictures? All of them.
From the downloads, from the phone of suspect number 3,
Futhi ke le thombe ngithole efonini kaMsola wesithathu.
Why did you include them in your report?
because I was requested by Brigadier Kaginda to identify the clothing and the dreadlocks.
Okay.
Brigadier Kininda uyena ke owangicela ukuthi mangizama ukubona ukuthi ube egqoke njani nokuthi futhi ube nama dreadlocks.
Okay. Are you a photographer as well?
No, I'm not a photographer.
Angisiyena umuntu ke othatha izithombe okanye umthobeli wezithombe.
I thought initially you said you were asked, or it's some of your duties to do data analysis, data information. That was your job to do in this case. Am I correct?
It's correct, but I'm also an analyst. I work with the whole bundle which they bring to me. If it's included in a download, I have to work with it.
Okay.
Kuyiqiniso lokho-ke ukuthi mina ngisebenza ngemininingwane okanye ulwazi mhlawumbe olulotshiwe kanti-ke uma kungukuthi okuthize kuyingxenye ye-bundle yobufakazi ngisebenza phezu kwabo ngiyakwazi ukuthi nakho lokho ngisebenze phezu kwabo.
Okay. So did you link any of these pictures with any cell phone number?
Can you repeat that question?
Could you link any of these pictures with any cell phone number when you were analyzing?
That's correct.
Yebo, ngenkathi-ke ngihlaziya ngikwazile-ke ukuxhumanisa ezinye-ke zey'thombe la nenombolo ethize.
Which cell phone number?
I just mentioned to you that number with Nkani with the 2 eyes. That is a number which I pick up from the download.
No, I mean these pictures.
This picture is linked to the number ends with 169. The suspect of the cell phone of suspect number 3, like I already mentioned to the court.
Manje-ke le y'thombe lezi-ke zixhunyaniswa-ke nenombolo-ke exhumene nomsola wesithathu egcina ngo-169 njengoba sengitshela inkantolo.
Does your information, is it your evidence that they were captured with that device or with that cell phone number, or how is it linked with that number belonging to accused number 3? Is
Can
it
I
through
go to the downloads to make it clear to the court?
Yeah, maybe explain to counsel.
Thank you, madam.
That is the way we receive it from the downloader.
Ingendlela-ke esayithola ngakhona mayiqhamuka kuma-downloader.
What does it say, Kenneth? Does it say they were captured from that device, or?
If you just give me a minute, you will
Okay.
get your answer.
Okay.
The first page is a table of contents.
Ipage lokuqala ilelo-ke elivelela lapho kwi-screen elithi table of contents.
But actually, we're going to repeat everything now because just after Sergeant Ndaba Mbasa can testify.
Because they found the same aspect.
That's correct, man.
And he is the source of those
That's
downloads.
correct. That's correct.
So why did you include it in your report if Sergeant Mbasa is the one who is the author? Because
I work on it. I did mention to the court I received the downloads to analyze.
Sengishilo la enkantolo ukuthi mina ngathola ama-downloads ukuthi mangiwahlaziye manje ngike ngasebenza kuyo-ke le ngxenye yobufakazi.
So if you also worked on it, just testify, Mr. Sergeant Mbasa will also come and testify.
That's correct. During my testimony on Friday, I mentioned, I identified the number of the cell phone, I identified the serial number, the IMEI number, and the SIM card number of the phone. And we did discuss it in the court. But you wasn't present.
Sike sakhuluma lokho ngolesihlanu ukuthi ilokho njani lena yale cellphone na i-cellphone lena kushuthi i-SIM card number ye-cellphone i-IMEI number yayo leyo cellphone ngikwazile ukuthi ngikhulume ngayo ngolesihlanu kodwa-ke wena ubungekho ngolesihlanu uma ngikhuluma lezo zinto.
Okay. Because you were present, Colonel, you must assist this court. Because I'm asking this question for the benefit of the court. The pictures we have included in your report, you can answer this question without referring us to your report if you want. The pictures we have included in your report, could you determine if they were captured with that device or they were sent to that device? That's my question.
It was captured by the device. It was a photo taken by the device. That I did explain that on Friday.
Lokho ngeke ngakusho-ke ngolesihlanu ukuthi le ithombe eyivelela lana zathathwa okanye zathutshulwa kusetshenziswa leyo cell phone.
When? When?
Sorry, maybe I should interject a bit.
Sorry, madam.
Your colleague who was here, did she tell you about the evidence which was led by this witness in your absence? If you want to read that evidence from the record, we can give you that time. because like he says, when I understood him to say that the investigation is ongoing, and they're giving him as an analyst some of the downloads, even the section 205, and he used that information to try and identify the persons who are associated with the numbers which they found from the downloads. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Maybe we should give you I don't know, an hour. You go over that, listen to that, so that we make progress.
My Lord, I did listen to the evidence. That's when I was able to pick up these questions for clarification.
Okay.
Yes.
You may go.
It's for clarification purpose, my Lord.
Okay.
I've listened to the video clip. I think Kenneth was about to answer. Because my problem was the inclusion of this report, of these pictures in your report, the relevancy of including these pictures in your report.
Okay, let me go to this exhibit data. This is now from the downloader. Here you mention on top the case number. Cleveland case 9602 for 2014.
I guess it's a way exhibit data, exhibit data. Got the case number velela lapho it Cleveland CAS 96/02 2014.
According to me, that is a typing error, but he can come and testify it by himself because the year is wrong. It must be 2015.
Okuya ngami ke kukhona nje iphutha elenzakele uma ku type lento. Unyaka obufanele ukuthi 2015 hayi 2014.
Then the next entry is the forensic bag serial number, and it was done by Captain Nkosi.
Kanti ke okulandelayo ke kwaba i serial number yale forensic bag. Umuntu oyenzileke Constable PM Kosi.
Then the offense was possession of unlicensed firearm and ammunition.
Kanti ke iqala lapho kwakuthi ukutholakala ephethe okanye umuntu etholakala ephethe isibhamu nenhlamvu ngongekho semthethweni.
Then the war rooms SAP 13 number is 94 of 2015.
I war room SAP 13 inombolo yakhona ethi 94/2015.
That also indicate to me that if the SAP 13 number is 2015, then the case number must also be 2015.
Yabona uma ke kuvelela ukuthi SAP 13 inombolo yakhona igcina ngo2015 usho khona ke ukuthi nalapha yana i-cast number ebeyifanele ukuthi igcine ngo2015.
Then the station SAP 13 number of Cleveland gonna be SAP 1386 of 2015.
Nayo ke i-station SAP 13 yakhona ethi 86 year 2015 ukuthi ke yase Cleveland station sakhona.
Then it mentioned the name of the suspect.
Lapho ke negama lomsolwa liyabhalwa lapho.
Then the next three has been left out. Then it's the date of birth of the suspect.
Okunye oku3 okulandelayo azange bhalwe lutho ke lapho emva kwalokho kukhona ke ilanga okanye date of birth ebhalwa khona lapho.
It's not clear, but I can check on the ID number. It's 1985 0304.
Kanti ke akubonakali kahle ke lana ngabheka kwi ID number yakhe ethi 1985 ngo March e4 ka March ngamanye amazwi.
Then according to the downloader, the cell phone number which we're talking about, which in question, is 072-766-8169.
Ukuya ngedownloader ke le number lesikhuluma ngayo ethi 072-766-8169.
And after the cell phone was been downloaded, it's been sealed in the forensic bag, the new forensic bag, with number PA 3000366709.
Mase seyivalwe ke lengxenye ubufakazi ifakwa ke ebhekini okanye esakeni elisha le forensic kanti ke inombolo yakhona ke bese ithi okanye reference number yakhona ithi PA 3000366709.
And then the requester was at that stage Sergeant Mansodu.
Owayenza ke icelo ngaleso sikhathi beku Sergeant Masondo.
And he was from the unit PIU with a cell phone contact number.
kanti ke ubeqhamuka kulelo gatsha ke okanye leyo unit ethi PIU nazo ke ney'nombolo zakhe.
Then I can go.
Am I correct to say you are not the one who downloaded this information?
That's
It was
correct.
given to you.
I received it.
Okay.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi mina ngiye ngathola lo lwazi okanye lobufakazi balethwa kimi.
Okay. Let's reserve these questions. They will be put to the person who downloaded this information.
Okay.
Thank you. I've got no further questions, Madam.
Thanks. Any re-examination, Mr. Balawi?
Only two aspects, my lord. In cross-examination by Advocate Michel Lolo, for accused number 5, as to whether you're testifying as an expert or an ordinary police officer, you mentioned that it depends on her, but do you testify regularly in court regarding cell phone analysis?
That's correct, my lord. I testify on a regular basis, and with my years of service, I received this course in 1999, and like I mentioned in my beginning, I analyzed about 2,000 cases plus. So surely I can think I'm an expert, but I'm not that vintage.
Manje yebo ngijwayeleke ukuthi okanye ngivamisile ukuthi ngize lana enkantolo ngithola ubufakazi into engijwayeleke leyo kanti ke le course lena ngayenza ngabo 1999 le sengingasebenza futhi ke emaqaleni andlula boma 2000 wamaqala.
And Colonel, just on page 23 of your report, just now exhibit O in brackets 1,
Oh,
in brackets
Yeah.
1.
okay.
You were asked by Advocate Nshololo as to how you established that number, which ends with 202. The complete number is 2773359202. Made contact with the number belonging to Ms. Kelly Kumalo, 082-27044-358. You testify that you use the information derived from the investigating team as well as your own searches. Can you just clarify the court as to what those searches entail?
I took the SAP, section 205. I can show it to the court.
Ngingathatha ke section 205 ngakwazi ukuthi ngiyibonise enkantolo uma ngithi mina ngenza isearch eyami okanye ngathi ukuphenya ngokwami.
This is the way we receive it from the service provider.
Ingendlela ingakhona ke uma eqhamuka laphana kulona ke ohlinzeka ke ngalezo inkonzo.
And we throw all this information in one central database.
Lolo lwazi lonke okanye leyo mininingwane yonke siyifaka ke kwi central database eyodwa.
And then on my AMB notebook program, I can go for a search. Then I put in the number which I received from the investigation team. I can put in any number. Then the program will pick up the number and point it out to me.
Kanti ke ku AMB program ngasebenzisa noma yipi inombolo ngifaka noma yipi inombolo mhlambe lona ophenya iqala nginikeza yona kanti ke leyo program okanye lelo hlelo lizokwazi ke ukuthi linginikeze imiphumela emayelana ke noxhumaniso.
Just for the purpose of the court, here I highlighted that one extraction of my statement. There is the number mentioned. You can actually see on just the number before this one, she did make contact with Central.
Manje ke nawo umzekelo kukhona inamba nje ehighlightiwe lana kanti ke phezukwayo umuntu uyakwazi ukubona ukuthi uye waxhumana noSenzo
And even if you go through up, you will see she did speak to Zandele as well. So it's definitely her phone number which she used to contact her friends.
Uma uqhubeka uya phezulu uzobona ukuthi uye wakhuluma noZandile futhi. Shuthi ke ifoni yakhe ke lena okanye inombolo yakhe.
Colonel, could you establish if this number was saved on Mrs. Khumalo's contact list?
No, it's not been safe on our contact list.
We contact list ke leyo number lo ayiveleli ngaphansi kwegama lika Miss Kelly Khumalo.
And just now in close examination by Advocate Michololo, you mentioned the cell phone numbers used by accused number 5. You testify that all in all he uses 6 cell phone numbers.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo, ngike ngakuthola lokho bufakazi ukuthi umangalelo wesihlanu usebenzisa ke amanambolo angaba awu6. Is it 6 numbers?
6.
Yeah, awu6. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, my lord. That is all.
Thanks. Colonel, it's about your expertise. The court just wants clarity about that. You're not prepared to make a statement that you are an expert analyst.
My lord, I can, because during 2009,
Yeah.
the judge did declare me as an expert.
Which judge was that?
I think it was Judge Bond.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Ngasho ke ukuthi mina ngikungoti ke emsebenzini lona ke enguwenzayo ngoba ngo 2009 kwa ushuthi ngakuthola ke ngatshelwa kanjalo ke omnye ke wo judge ukuthi ke ungungoti ke emsebenzini owenzayo.
This judge, just in relation to the analysis of your evidence in his court, that he declared you as such.
Yeah. To my evidence in that specific court, it was also a murder case where we have to do the analysis and everything, and he was quite satisfied. And then,
Yeah, how many cases have you handled in the High Court as an analyst?
in the High Court, around about 10, and I'm still busy with, and I'm a bit worried because November I'm going on pension.
Tike enkantolo ephakeme sengengenza nje amaqala ngaba u10 manje ngiyakhathazeka ngoba ngoNovember ngiya kwi-pension.
And how many times have you given evidence, either in the regional court or in the High Court? Just an estimate.
In the regional court, yeah, I will say 50, but I think it's more because I'm in the, while I was with the Hawks, I testified regularly in the Kempton Park Court with non-ferrous and rhino cases from the airport and drug cases.
Okay.
Manje ke ngasho ke ukuthi mhlambe khona laphana ke kakhulukazi kuleli kule yankantolo yase Kempton Park ngabe kuyenze amaqala angandlula awu50. Sibhekene namaqala afaka izidakamizwa ngaphakathi ama rhino horn kanjalo.
When you started your career in the South African police, it was in which department? As you were going up
And
throughout your career,
I started in 1982, then I
Right.
started in the uniform branch.
right?
From the uniform branch, I went to crime intelligence,
Right,
then to organized crime,
right.
then to the Hawks, and now with cold cases. From the beginning of my career, I was planning to do only 3 years at a unit. And then when I moved to Joburg, I was been stuck.
And is it your evidence that you attended refresher courses regularly?
That's correct, and I also receiving in-service training on a regular basis.
Right. You are being lectured by persons who apparently are analysts in other divisions.
That's correct, my lord.
Kanti ke mangiqala ukusebenza ke ngaqala ngo1982 ngisebenza lesiphoyisa kanti ngasebenzela ke i-uniform branch emva kwe-uniform branch ngaya kwi-crime intelligence kwalandela ke i-organized crime ngase ngisebenzela ke ama-Hawks kanti ngangihlosile ke ukuthi ngeke ngize ngicede iminyaka endlule emithathu ngikwi-branch ethize yomsebenzi kanti ke kuyiqiniso yebo ukuthi kukhona ke ama-course engeke ngawenza khona ngaphakathi ke esiphoyiseni ngingayanga kangako kuyisikhungo semfundo. Futhi bengiloko ke ngenza ke nama refresher course ukuthi ngivuselele ngiqale ngenza i-course ethize emva kweminyaka ethize okanye emva kwesikhathi esithize ngihambe ke ngiyovuselela yilokho ebengivamisa ukukwenza.
Has any court, regional or high court, ever rejected your evidence in a particular case?
No, never, my lord.
Ayikho ke inkantolo eke yaphetha nje ubufakazi bami uma ngiye kuyo leyo nkantolo.
Thanks. Any questions arising from the clarification I sought?
Perhaps clarification, my lord. Now, Colonel, I don't doubt that you are an analyst and you've got experience in that field. However, analysis is one part. There's the technical aspects regarding base tower stations and cell sites. Do you know anything about that?
That's correct. I also did that as a training course, like I mentioned, the towers and the tom-tom course. It's actually going hand in hand, because if you receive a section 205, the investigation officer can request that the coordinates of the tower, then I can plot it and I can make a clear picture.
Yes, that will relate to the mapping and the technical aspects as to particular towers that are owned by the service providers or the telecoms themselves.
That's correct, my lord.
Now, would you agree with me that normally in court, what you have done, this evidence of the CDRs, the call detail records, are then supplemented by an expert now from the service provider to clarify the issue of the towers to locate a specific phone, its coordinates, where it was when it made the call, and the recipient other call, yeah, where it received that call. That is normally done by experts from the telecoms.
It sometimes is done by experts of the service provider, but sometimes we do it as well. And I also already in the past I did give some evidence on that way, because normally they ask me, especially with your Rhino Warden cases and with your non-fairness cases, I have to, from your place of residence, the route you follow to the place of the crime and back to the scrapyard, or with the rhinos, the way you hit and where did you meet, I have to do that as well. That
because, sorry, proceed. Sorry.
Okay, that is why I did completed that course, and I mentioned it well, the tom-tom course.
And now also this technical aspect with towers, to say this particular tower, let's talk about Muleleki that you referred about to, that the radius of that tower, in order to, because remember, the tower doesn't specifically say Siporamsipelisin code GB, but it will say I'm within this radius. Do you also do that interpretation?
That's right, I can even divide the tower into 3, because I did do that course as well. You can divide the tower in 3, then you start, I got it, no, not on this laptop, and then the segments is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your cell, under your 205, you did get your cell ID number. Yes. Then you can determine in which block of the tower was it. And the distance, the tower you can be in the distance from the tower not more than 3 kilometers if it's in town. But if it's out of town, it can be up to 35 kilometers. But now you must remember, here's the tower, it's 35 this side, 35 there, then you can talk about 70. And then in town 6, but sometimes if it's, you will get more in town. It can be 2 kilometers or maybe less.
Uyaxoxisa ke ukuthi ukwazile ke ukuthi enze i-course emayelana ke ne base tower station ne cell site uthi ke lapho mayelana ke nama tower uthi uyenzile ke nje course le ye tom kakhulukazi ke uma efanele ukuthi ezokwenza lesi statement se 205 kuthathwa ke ithombe kanjalo bese ke ziya qhathanisa ukubona ukuthi ziyahambelana ke nelokho njani la ama download enze khona okanye la batholeke imininingwane khona kakhulukazi uma sikhuluma ngetower kanjalo masikhuluma ke nge CDR uthi lokho ke kungaze kugcaliselwe mhlambe ilokho njani ungoti omayelana ke noxhumaniso qhamuka ke kwi telecom kanti ke nathi singamaphoyisa kanjalo lokho siyakwazi ukuthi sikwenze njengoba bese sengishilo ukuthi umzekelo ngaba ilela cala ke le rhino horn mhlambe ke idakamiswa kanjalo ukuthi lo muntu lona ke ube kuphi wasuka waya kuphi leyo cell okanye leyo phone iyakwazi ukuthi mhlambe ingathwa ngaleyo ndlela nokuthi ke umuntu othize ke okanye inumber ethize ye cellphone ya phone labani ubani umuntu obethola ke ingcingo zaleyo cellphone ngoba sengishilo ke ukuthi ngayenza ke leyo lokho njani leyo course ye TomTom malana ke naleyo tower ke yasemleleki siyakwazi ukuthi sisho ukuthi I radius cover lapho ke ukuthi ukusetshenziswa ke kwengcingo khona lapho kwafanele ke sibheke nje I distance okanye ngama kilometers ukuthi I radius lena engakanani sikhuluma nge 3 kilometers ngase lokhonjaneni edolobheni uma siphumela ngaphandle kwedolobha singaze sisebenzise ke I distance engathi I radius enkudlwana kanti ke ithawe lodwa siyakwazi ukuthi mhlambe okanye kuleyo radius siyakwazi ukuthi singahlukanisa ke lezo ndawo ka 3 ukuze sikwazi ukutholisisa kahle ukuthi izenzakalo bezenzakala kuphi nendawo kahle kahle.
Now, the reason I'm asking you all this is this. The technical information goes beyond that. That is, you know, for example, what are called tower pings, when a cell phone is made and the frequency hits a particular tower, and how calls are routed amongst the towers, the cell phone towers. For example, literature says there may be 3 towers. Tower X, Tower Y, Tower Z in Fosloras, the area of the incident. However, when calls are made, a call is made, say for example to a number in Fosloras, it won't necessarily hit the nearest tower, but it will hit the less busiest tower. So that information, would you agree with me that you don't have, and it's best left for people from the service providers to come and give us that information?
No, I don't, my lord. I don't think it's necessary, because if you go to the evidence Q2, if you go to page 17, you can see exactly the tower being used. And I agree with you, the tower will always use the strongest signal. Or if it's too busy, you will go to another tower. Or sometimes you will give, like your SMSs can go to a central tower in the vicinity if you got the ability to that. But then you can do, like you mentioned, the 3 towers, and then you can plot the guy actually in the middle of his position. But in this incident, there was only, like, let's take Zandele. She was only in the reception area of Parke, while Selo Twale, who was with her, because he was from a different service provider, he in the reception area of a separate tower reception. But if you go and look outside, it's the same tower with distance aerials on, or dishes or.
Manje ke khona lezi zinto ke okuthiwa ama tower pins singasho ke ukuthi umzekelo ama tower awu 3 sine XYZ kahle kahle uma kwenziwa ke ingcingo uthola ukuthi ingcingo izothathwa ke I tower ake sithi mhlambe kukhona inumber enza ama calls ilaphana ke eFoslo engushoyo nje ukuthi I call enziwayo izothathwa I tower engazuthi mhlambe inamandla hayi kangako eseduze uthi ke futhi ke uthi makaphendula kule case lena ungathola ke ukuthi uzandile makenza i-call ithathwa I-tower esephake kanti lona ke omunye uthwala makenza i-call ibuke ngazuthi ke ithathwe yenye i-tower I-aerial nje ye-tower elilodwa ekwaziyo ke ukuthi isho ukuthi umuntu wenza i-call kuyo yona leyo tower kodwa ke kubuka ngathi ihlukile ngoba i-area lihlukile kodwa ke ebiloku ikhona kule tower eyodwa leyo.
Thank you, Captain, because that's exactly where I was going, because I've looked at the CDRs and you look at the people that were in the house, depending on which side of the house they were. One will have a different cell tower reflecting on a particular call that they made or a text that they sent, and the other one did the same thing on his phone, but the towers will reflect two different towers.
That's correct, yeah. But okay, let's say we got 2 towers now, and let's divide them in the segments, the 3 segments. Then with your cell ID number, let's say you will end here with a 3. Then the guy who's in the same house, this side, will end with a 2. So if you draw the line, it will actually come to the house which is in the middle, the crime scene. So it's actually not a problem. You can determine if they were all in the house.
As the court pleases, my lord, that is...
Actually, mhlambe ama-tower awu-2 lona uthi makafona i-phone call yakhe ithathwa yile tower inumber yakhe mhlambe igcina ngo-2 lona ke uwenze i-phone call itower ithathwa yenye itower inumber yakhe lo igcina ngo-3 siyakwazi ukuthi siqhathanise ke sisho ukuthi kushuthi lama-tower okanye lama-phone call lawo abeqhamuka endlini eyodwa siyakwazi ke ukuthi sidwebe sisho ukuthi ahlangana nje khona la kusho khona ke ukuthi labo bantu abawu-2 babefona beqhamuka endlini eyodwa.
Any other?
No questions.
Sorry?
Just one, my lord. Colonel, when I ask you whether you should I regard yourself as an expert or as a normal witness, you didn't tell this court that you were an expert because you were declared by the court. Why not? Why you didn't tell this court that information when I asked you?
Maybe it's just my personality.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
He
fine.
responded. You remember,
No
he responded and said, the choice is yours to determine whether I am or not.
Yeah.
He's too modest. He's not like the great Muhammad Ali.
Thank
He
you, my
would
lord.
claim that he was the greatest,
Yes, yeah.
but the gentleman is too modest. Any other questions?
But my lord, this information is very important that we ought to have informed about it,
Which information?
that he was declared by the court.
No, I elicited the information
Thank you, my lord.
because I've been around some time.
Sometimes. Thank you, my lord. In which year were you declared as an expert, if I may ask?
Sorry?
In which year were you,
2009.
were you declared as expert?
2009.
Okay.
Uthi ngo-2009 ngagunyazwa njengongoti enkantolo.
Okay. You were declared in terms of the experience, not in terms of the qualifications. Am I correct?
I will say it's both, because if it wasn't for my qualifications, it wasn't possible for me to give the evidence.
Ngasho ke ukuthi ngabona njengongoti ukuya ke ngalokho engakufundela ne-experience ngoba phela uma ngabe azange ngikufundele lokho bengeke ngilithole lelo thuba lokuthi ngibone njengongoti enkantolo.
In total, Colonel, how many years of experience do you have in SAPS? In total?
41 years.
Ngina 41 years ngisebenzela ke isiphoyisa.
And under the National Cold Case Investigation Unit?
2 years now.
2 years.
Yes,
So
We-
2 years under the current unit.
that's correct.
Cold case
Very good,
2 years.
Thank you.
But I can also mention, before I was stationed with the cold case unit, I was working with them while I was still with the Hawks. So but actually at their unit I was for 2 years now.
Yeah, uthi una 2 years esebenzela cold case lokunjani investigation. Phambi kwalokho ke wasebenza nje nabo.
I think, Colonel, let's just accept that we have 2 years. We have worked for 2 years under the current unit.
Under the current
Thank
commander.
you. Thank you, my lord. I apologize.
Yebo ke ngina 2 years.
My lord, perhaps one more question for the Colonel. Colonel, let's break it down, your expertise. All you do is to take the downloads, the information given by your brigadier, the 205s, and put them in a program that then analyzes, and then you just put it in a spreadsheet, correct?
If I've been requested to do that, but that's not my only job description I do. That's part of my job description.
In this matter, what did
In
you
this
do?
matter, I did it like
So there's no expertise involved in that?
you have to have the training of the AMB system,
Yes, but it's a program. There's no expertise
but
in
you
that.
have to prepare. You
I'll
must
leave it for argument.
Okay.
May I also just ask one question based on the court's questions? The court asks you as to whether you do attend lectures to enhance your knowledge, to which you responded in the positive, but do you also present lectures? Do you provide training in this field?
That's correct. I was actually responsible for the training of all the Hawks members in my province before, because I was the commander of the Provincial Crime Management Center. And I trained all the members before I left that site. And they also currently testifying in court.
Thank you.
Ngempela umsebenzi wami kuleli cala umelana ke nalawo ma downloads information okanye ulwazi engilithola ku brigadier nokuthi ke ngisebenza nayo i section 205 kanti ke ukuthi ubungoti obukhona kumina uthi cha ummeli ngalo uthi ake sikuyekele lokho ukuthi mhlambe so bangisana ngakho ke la manje ke azange asaphendula ke khona lapho uthi ke ama lectures okanye imfundiso okanye ke uxexesho akutholile waqeqesheka ke yena kulomsebenzi awenzayo futhi phezulu kwalokho usaqhubeka ke utrainer nabanye kakhulukazi ke ushilo ukuthi kukhona ke ama Hawks amalunga ama Hawks ake wabanikeza ke leyo training njengomunye ke wabaphathi phambilini. Thank you, Lordship.
Are you going to call your own experts? Counsel for number 1 and 2.
My Lord,
I just heard you say
Yes.
you're going to argue the contrary.
yes, because
So in other words, you are going to present countervailing evidence.
we want one of the experts from the service providers to help us with this
No,
evidence
no,
because
that's
he's
not my
put it in a spreadsheet.
I'm saying, are you going to provide your own expert to countervail Colonel Steyn's evidence? That's all I'm asking.
No, my Lord.
That's all. Thank you. Colonel, your excuse. Thanks ever so
Thank
much.
you, my
for
lord.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Valoy.
Before the state calls the second witness, can I ask for a shorter 10 minutes adjournment for the defense team to
Is that a long 10 minutes? A short 10
one.
minutes.
Short 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, agenda.